What's happening, beautiful people? If you're watching this video for the very first time, welcome. My name is Today I'm going to answer a question that I get asked pretty much all the time when it's regarding Amazon business or flipping on eBay, anything e-commerce. Is there still money to be made on platforms like Amazon? Now I'm going to answer this with yes, there is, but it depends. Now there's lots of money to be made on Amazon. It just depends on you at the end of the day. I want you guys to understand something, that online sales is still a very small percentage if you compare it to sales around the world altogether. I think I read somewhere that online sales accumulate like 10% of all sales overall. So what that means is, like, people are still going into regular stores and buying stuff, and only 10% of the people are actually buying online. So that number is a staggering number if you look at it as the glass is half full, meaning that it's only 10%. There's so much room to grow and there's so much potential out there. So knowing this information, you need to understand that if you want to crush it on Amazon or eBay or your own Shopify store, what you need to understand is that totally depends on you, what your goals are, what your mindset is. How have you set yourself up to win? Are you doing the right things on these platforms to actually make money? The most critical piece is do you have the right products or services that people want, that are searching for, that maybe solve their problem? See, Amazon FBA will work for you, but it totally depends on the product that you decide to sell. So in other words, whatever products you decide to sell, you better make sure those products are researched well. That's probably the most important part of this conversation that we're having right now. Now, I've already done a video on how I find products to sell on Amazon, which I'll link in the description. Feel free to have a look at that. But again, there's many videos on how to find products to sell on Amazon on YouTube that you can search for. The other thing you gotta understand is that this is not a short-term game. Like, if you're here to make a few bucks, in your first month or first couple of months, it's not gonna work out for you guys. Yeah, you know what? People have fluked out, but the Amazon world has changed. There's more and more people every day jumping onto Amazon and trying to sell stuff and do the same thing that your neighbor or your friend or whoever that colleague is trying to do. So what that's done is it's created more players in the game. So that means now that your level of success has increased from like months to years. So the idea of the game is long term. You got to stay in this game long term to achieve anything. You got to be willing to build a brand. You want to find products that you could sell, bundle together, maybe add more products or different ranges of products. You want to build a name for yourself that's going to be synonymous, so when people go on Amazon, not only looking for your products, but when they see your name attached to that product, they're like, yeah, I'm going to take that one because that's a reputable company. So again, if you want to make money on Amazon, you got to be in it for the long haul, man. You got to build yourself a brand. That's really important. And that's where a lot of sellers that come into this game make that mistake. Well, they're just looking for the quick buck. And I don't have time for people like that. And honestly, Amazon doesn't have time for you either. Like I said, you may fluke out and you may get to a point where you may crush it on your first product and you may make $100,000 in your first 2-3 months. You know what? Power to you. But most people aren't going to go through that, so I'm not even going to discuss those options. I'm talking about building a business that's long term, something that you can leave for your family or your daughters or sons, or down the line. That's the kind of stuff that I want to talk about. And stuff like that, like I said, it all depends on you. It depends on who you are, where you're from, the personal development that you're doing. What things are you doing to build your business? Are you out every Friday and Saturday night getting drunk with your friends? Or are you out every Friday and Saturday hustling and working on your business? Stuff like that's going to make a difference. Are you whining and complaining about why things aren't selling? Are you on the other side figuring out why it's selling, fixing the problems, right? Reordering, maybe it's a product issue, maybe you need to fix something on your product, and you're coming back, reinvesting into your brand, reinvesting in your products, and then crushing it again. Because I tell you that not everything you pick, not every product that you select is going to be a home run. So are you prepared for that mentally? If money is the object of the game, you need to set your expectations right from the start. What are your goals? What kind of money do you want to make? What makes sense? You know what I mean? Like, if you want to make $1 million in 6 months, okay, that's great, but what money do you have to invest into it? If you're only investing $5,000 right into your first month into your product or whatever it is, it's going to be very highly unlikely that you're going to do $1 million in sales in a year. At the end of the day, that could happen to you. You know what? Good luck. That's fantastic. But you still want to keep your expectations to a reasonable level. Set them at whatever you think is right. Like, for example, like my goal was to do $5,000 in my first month of sales with my first product that I launched. I actually did over 5,000. It was about 6,600. So I exceeded my expectations. Now, if I set a goal to say that I'm going to do $20,000 sales in the first month, I only invested this much money, I only bought so much product, Logically, there's no way I could hit that. So why would you even why would you even set an expectation like that? Again, is there money to be made on Amazon FBA? Yeah, there is, man, but you got to understand your market. You got to understand what products you're selling, where they're selling, how much they're selling for, who is your competition. This is stuff that you need to understand, you need to figure out before you actually dive in. So there's a bunch of homework that you guys need to do to figure that out. Like I said earlier in this video, man, this is not a game anymore where you can make quick money. This is the game where only the strong will survive. So again, just to recap, is there money to be made on Amazon FBA? Of course there is. But again, it depends solely on you, who you are, what you're about, what you're trying to build, what your expectations are, what your expertise is, and that's stuff that's all achievable, but it's not going to happen in your first 2 or 3 months, especially if you're coming in blind. You need to get into the system, work the system, learn and grow, fail a few times, get successful, fail a few more times, get successful, and then figure out the steps along the way. I promise you guys, if you just follow through the steps, get into the system, learn every single day, take a few hits, fall, get back up, keep going, one foot in front of the other, you're going to absolutely crush it. You're going to get to a point where everything's just going to fall into place. The problem where most people quit or fail is they don't wait long enough. They're way too impatient. I've said this many times in this video, and I'll say this over and over again in some of my videos. This is a game of patience, and you need to be patient. You need to pay your dues. You need to do the work, let nature take its course, and I promise you something will click. And when it clicks, it's going to be all over at that point, man. You're going to be very, very successful. Guys, if you have any questions or anything like that, please leave it in the comments below and I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. But I want to say, if you're watching this video for the very first time, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Please subscribe, be part of the family. If you want to see more videos just like this, please click on down the sky. Of course, to my peeps, be you, stay optimistic, enjoy the rest of your night. Here's a big high five from me to all of you.